Still 2013. I don't know if you guys can see or not. But Sarah's dang dog gave me a fat ass lip. Can you see it? Sliced my lip. Sliced it right in half. Alright. Now we got this little insert on Christ, the way, the truth, and the life. Obviously, you need John 16. No. John. Oh, I don't like it when they do Roman numerals. What's that? 10. 14:6. Jesus saith unto them, I am the way, and the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me. Ain't that the truth? He is the way, the truth, and the life. Alright, and this is by John Brown of Whence. And this is chapter 1, the introduction, with some general observations from the cohesions. Alright. Doubtless, it is always useful, yea, necessary, for the children of God to know the right way of making use of Christ, who is made all things to them which they need, even wisdom, righteousness, sanctification, and redemption. 1 Corinthians 1:30, which I'm trying to get it to load up here. New International Version is, it is because of him that you are in Christ Jesus, who has become for us wisdom from God, that is our righteousness, holiness, and redemption. So 1 Corinthians 1:30, it is because of him that you are in Christ Jesus, who has become for us wisdom from God, that is our righteousness, holiness, and redemption. But it is never more necessary for believers to be clear and distinct in this matter than when Satan, by all means, is seeking to prevent the right ways of the Lord, and one way or other to lead souls away and draw them off Christ, knowing that if he prevails here, he hath gained his point, and therefore he endeavoureth not only to darken it by error, either more gross or more subtle, but also to darken it by mistakes and prejudice, whence it comes to pass that not only strangers are made to wander out of the way, but oftentimes many of his own people are walking in darkness of ignorance and mistakes, and remain lean through want of the real exercise of the life of faith, which would make them fat and flourishing, because it would make them strong in the Lord and in the power of his might, and to grow up in Christ in all things. The clearing up then of this truth cannot be most seasonable now, when Satan is prevailing with many whom he cannot get tempted to looseness and profanity, to sit down upon something which is not Christ, and to rest upon something with themselves, distinct from him, both in the manner of justification and sanctification. This subtle adversary is now setting some a work to cry up by preaching, speaking, and printing a way to heaven which is not Christ, a kind of morality, civility, and outward holiness, whereupon the soul is to rest, and this holiness not wrought and effectuated through the strength of Jesus by faith, sucking life and furniture from him, but through our own art and skill, which in effect is nothing but an extract of refined popery, socialism, and Armanism, devised and broached of purpose to draw the soul off Christ, and that he may stand upon his own legs, and be walked by his own power, and thank himself, at least in part, for the crown at length. Okay, we can do another paragraph. Yeah. Yet further, we got two of them here. So. Further, through the great goodness of God, the true way of soul's justification is admirably cleared up, and many are, at least theoretically, acquainted therewith, and many so practically, to the quieting of their wakened conscience, and stopping the mouth of their accusers, and obtaining a peace, joy, and lively hope of the everlasting crown. Yet many gracious soul professes their unacceptedness with the solid and thriving way of use-making of Christ for growth and grace and true sanctification. Therefore, some discovery of the truth here cannot but be useful, seasonably, yea, and acceptable unto them. If he, who is the truth, would give grace to understand and to unfold, this so necessary and always adventurous a truth, and would help to write of and explain this truth by faith in him who is here said to be the truth, then should we have cause to bless and magnify his name. But if he, because of sin, shall hide himself, and not let out these beams of light, whereby we might discover light, we shall but darken counsel with words without our knowledge, and leave the matter as unclear as ever. Therefore it is necessary there we both in him that writeth, and in such as read a single dependence on him who is for a leader, Isaiah 5:55, English Standard Version. Behold, you shall call a nation that you do not know, and a nation that did not know you shall run to you, because of the Lord your God, and of the Holy One of Israel, for he has glorified you. And hath promised to bring the blind by a way which, that was Isaiah 55:5, sorry. And hath promised to bring the blind by a way which they know not, and to lead them in paths they had not known, and to make darkness light before them, and crooked things straight. Isaiah 42:16 is, and I will lead the blind in a way that they do not know, and paths that they have not known. I will guide them. I will turn the darkness before them into light, the rough places into level grounds. These are the things I do, and I do not forsake them. They are turned back and utterly put to shame, who trust in carved idols, who say to metal images, you are our gods. And time frame is 10:40. That thus by acting faith on him we may find, and so far the truth of this verified, viz., that he is the way, the truth, and the life. And that's where I'll end it. This one. So, this is part 1. Oh, the way, the truth, the life. The introduction with some odds and ends here and there. So, Christ, the way, the truth, the light. The introduction, part 1. Alright, my brothers and sisters, peace be with you. I shall return.